Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Mizzle. You're watching my channel Mizzle 14, and I'm here doing a review of Greenleaf Season 5, Episode 2, The Second Day. Alright, let's go on and then jump right into it. So let's start with Sophia. So, Sophia lost her virginity to Dante. We all knew that because she gave it up to him last season. And now she's open. Now, I mean, she gave him some time to make it work with Nikki, to work it out, to see what's going on with Nikki. But now she just can't stop calling him. She leaving him messages, keep calling. I said, Sophia, don't be too open and you calling him now. Like, listen, if he want to talk to you, let him talk to you. He got the one gotta be making that effort to come talk to you when he had to make it work with Nikki. Now, I don't know why he's not returning the calls, or he's not getting it, or Nikki is blocking the calls and holding the phone towards her, or whatever. Whatever reason, he didn't respond. So she keep calling. I said, that's desperation, girl. You gotta give it some time. Like, don't keep calling and texting. That's a little stalkerish. But that's that. But she's young. She just got lost her virginity to a guy that she had thinks she likes, and sometimes it happens. When you get open for someone you like it, you just lose your virginity. You start getting attached, and that's what she's starting doing. And now she just can't get enough of Dante, and just can't get away and let it be, because she always got to find out what's going on with him. So that was that. Zorba the Hot Pocket is still in her feelings about it. She's still in her little world and giving Sophia the blues about everything, not about this thing, because Sophia blocked her chance of getting what she wanted. I said, girl, stop it. You was never going to get a chance with Dante, but it is what it is, okay? So Sophia went to see Zorba the Hot Pocket and asked her for a playlist for AJ. I'm gonna get that in a minute. For AJ. And, well, let's get to it. So we find out that AJ is alive. Grace and Sophia is at the hospital. They were sitting there and waiting. All the family members was there, but they told them to leave because they all just started leaving and everything because it was getting too long. The nurse came out and told Grace that AJ is stable. He's in good, stable condition, and he needs to get psych evaluated. So he had to be in the hospital for like 72 hours, 3 days basically, and get a psych evaluation. And then from there, it will see about visitation, because it's up to him to see if he wants to see his parents and anything after he get evaluated. So Grace wanted to see him, and said, that's my son, I want to see him, is he okay, and all that stuff. But the nurse said, we'll see, just come back the next day, we'll see if he wanted to talk to you and all that stuff. And that's that. Now, Noah's supposed to be there as well, and she called him, and he's going to be coming there next visit. Now, back to that. So, Sophia wanted to get a playlist for AJ to probably uplift his spirits, because she knows that he's waking up, and he's not trying to see their mom right now. So, she just trying to get him some music to uplift him. But Sophia asked Zorba the Hot Pocket about it, and Zorba the Hot Pocket was giving her a hard time a little bit, because she was saying, oh no, this or that, you ain't do with this, all stuff. It was giving her the blues. Until she said that she lost her virginity to Dante. Then she perked up. Oh, she was like, oh, so I thought you never burned her. She said no. So well, that's how I did. So now all of a sudden you perk up when she said she lost her virginity to Dante. That's why you perk up now. I said, that's all the Hot Pocket. You can't trust her. She is something sneaky with her. And she always been something devious. Anyway, so she made the playlist, and she gave the mom the thing to give to AJ when she go back to the hospital to see if he will see her. Now, later on, Sophia called again, and this time Nikki picked up the phone, and she said, is Dante? She said no. And with her freaking devilish smile that she was having, I said, oh, Nikki, you was doing too much. So I guess from there, Zorba the Hot Pocket came. She said, did you give Dante a titty pic? She said, well, it's not for you to know. So she said, well, everybody know now. And all of a sudden, it's in the phone. I said, oh, that girl, Nikki, did that. She probably leaked that thing to the internet, and now everybody and the mother know that Sophia titty isn't out the world. I said, oh no, girl. You gave him titty pics and somebody got access to his phone and now you're exposed? Oh no. Oh, I feel sad. I feel sad. Now we'll see how Sophia bounce back from this and what gonna help. So that's that. Let's continue with Zoe the Hot Pocket. So Zoe the Hot Pocket is folding clothes with annoyance. You know, aka Carissa. And they sit there talking, and Zoe the Hot Pocket want to know what's going on, what we doing all this for, why we folding. Is something going on with you and Dad? Like she feels something going on, but nobody is telling her exactly what's going on. So she get agitated, she get upset about this, so she just storms out. Because Zoe the Hot Pocket was getting her little day. She said, you know what? Forget it. I know what's going on. You want to tell me this, what it is. Do what you got to do what y'all normally do, and avoid me. And she walked out. I said, okay, go ahead, Zoe the Hot Pocket. But at the same time, you know, a teenager, she know things, and she just wanted to know what's in the loop. What's the deal? What's going on with y'all two? Y'all getting divorced or what? So later on, we find out Jacob was in the episode started with Jacob was in a storage unit. He was trying to find evidence of that old will and see if he could match up the names and things was changed and stuff. And eventually he came across this fishing container, a fishing thing, holding thing, like a box. And he gonna use that. I guess he gonna go fishing with his son later on. So that was that. And that's when he came home. And Annoyance told Jacob, did you get my text about the meeting? He said, yeah, we're gonna be there. The meeting came, and basically she said some things that they want. And also she want to get primary custody of Jacob Jr. And he said, primary custody? Really? So he said, what, can I at least get shared custody? And the lawyer, Carissa lawyer was like, I thought this was handled. So he said, okay. He signed it. I said, wrong move. First of all, you don't sign no things like that without reading it. So you should have read that whole thing before, let them sit and let them sweat, and see if everything is not paper form is what you agreed on. Jacob, you don't sign no stuff like that without reading it. Oh my gosh, it's like ridiculous. Music contract, entertainment contract, anything in business with somebody, money exchange and stuff. You don't freaking sign the thing without reading it. Especially something like that when you divorce proceeding and prenups and stuff like that. You gotta read the fine line because they can screw you over. So he signed it. I said, oh, okay. So later on, Annoyance and Jacob went back home. So the Hot Pocket was in her feelings again. She said, what? Listen, y'all getting divorced? All right, it is what it is. Bye. And so Jacob was like, you know what? I'm about to tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. She said, go ahead and tell the truth. Go ahead and tell the truth. Because they were going back and forth between each other. And he said, Jacob was like, it's his... Because it was like putting it on Jacob. Like, he is the responsible one on this. Yes, he has been cheating for a long time. Yes, he has. And that probably caused the breakdown of the relationship. But don't forget that Annoyance played a part in it as well. Because after all this cheating, you still stayed with him through this long time. So it's either you accept it and deal with it and shut up, or you leave. But you stayed with it. So you chose to stay with a cheater. You would not be going through all this if you left him after a while, because you wanted to stay with him because you thought you were gonna get you a first lady seat and thought you would get a seat in the as first lady, but also be a part in the Greenleaf legacy and get there. You thought you were gonna get that end goal. That's what you was thinking. So now it's thrown up in your face. Now you can't take it. So you stood with him for this long time. So you took parts of responsibility for yourself as well. Annoyance, because you the one who stayed with him. If you didn't stay with him, then you want to go through this. Stop staying with someone when you know you're going to be miserable, especially if they haven't changed. Alright? And she cheated on Fernando. He can't get over that. But he has a long-term affair. And she stuck by him. And I said, okay, you stuck by him and you became bitter. That's what you do. Sure, there ain't no way you going to stick with that punishment if you want to stick with him. Alright, so they love for that. Now, the next time Grace and went to the hospital, Noah was there. And they talking, and Noah said, yes, he getting divorced with the lady that he was with, Remember the first season, Noah was engaged with a lady, and then I think Grace and Noah had a little affair, and it was revealed they had an affair in the past or something like that, and she found out all that stuff. Yes, in the last season, she divorced him because she found out he got a son, and they can't have no kids right now. So that's like a deal breaker for her. So she divorced him. So he gonna find a place closer and stay and figure things out, especially with this AJ what's going on with him, but also at the same time figure out what his life going on direction he want to be. But he wants to start a family with Grace, and Grace said, "Hold up, this is not something you just snap your fingers it's gonna happen like that. It takes time. It's like you just can't just come along and say you want a family that is gonna be all peach and cream. That's not how that happens. That's not how this works. Make it make sense." So he was like, "Okay." And then he was saying something, and then it offended Grace. And Grace said, "Take that back." He said, "Well, take what?" He says, "Take that back." Because I guess he was saying that you are part of the reason why you can't really get all good first standing with your family as it is now. Because you is the kind of reason. You standoffish a little bit. And she said, "Take that back. Take that back." He said he apologized. They'll talk about that later and everything. She was pissed. She left. All that stuff. Now, Darius called Grace about something. He said he got to leave. He needs to talk to Kyle. Remember, Kyle was the person that Grace talked to last season about partnering each other and helping each other against H&H. And she talked to him, and he said he would not be a partnership with H&H, and he was standing alone because she found something in him that he's standing alone against the wave of what Bob is doing. And he was one of the churches that was probably going to get bought out by Bob, but he was resisting that, and he decided to choose not to go with them. So when Darius and Grace went to go talk to them and said they would find some lead and information against Bob and stuff, he refused. He said, "Oh, Bob warned us not to say anything, not to talk to anyone about this, so he told us not to say anything." But Grace said, "I thought you did a partnership with them." He said, "Well, it is what it is." They shut the door in their faces. They walked away. Darius was questioning about AJ's they had going on and Noah, and he said, "Oh, he's still around. Y'all trying to get back together." So I said, "Oh, Darius, you still like Grace?" Hell. But that was that. Cal later on called Grace and he said, "Listen, I'm going to tell you this information. It's only your eyes. It's off the records. It's off the books, whatever. I'm going to tell you. So, that's it." She said, "Okay, you promised me." He said, "Cool." He said, "Eden Val Landing." She said, "What that means?" That's a company. Use that, and that's it. And hang up the phone. He ain't giving nothing else. He said, "Tell that reporter to stop calling me." So I guess you're going to find a lead about this Eden Val Landing and see what that's about. Alright, so let's go to Lady May. Lady May is still fasting because, after the whole AJ suicide attempt, that on the spot wedding they were supposed to do in the marriage, it didn't happen. So they put that on hold. So Lady May went back to fasting. She's not eating. She's waiting for the sign. James is trying to push for this day. He's saying, "Let's get wed, let's get married, we're going to do this, we're going to find a thing." So Grace gave Lady May the keys to Mavis's club, because Mavis left that key to Grace, the club to Grace in her care. And I guess they're going to try and turn that into the church. I said, "Oh, you're going to turn a little bar club to a church now?" I said, "Oh, okay. You going to a mega church, to like a storefront type of church." Okay. Hey. It's going to be more intimate, and it's their church, so that's what it is. So they go going down there, and he was trying to find a date. So Lady May told him Flag Day, June 14th. That would be the date. He said, "Cool." He said, "Cool." On side, he was excited. He said he wanted the date. They went to Mavis Club, and eventually Grace was not having it. She said she got lingering feelings about that place, about her sister and all that stuff, how everything went down with her sister and her husband and stuff. She's not feeling it. So she said, "Listen, we can't turn this into like this." She's not against having that as their new church, but she's not having that old memories of just just do a little thing and just turn that into church right away. We need to gut renovate this. Gut it out completely and build from the ground up. And that's how we do it. And that's what she wants. Out of that, or she's walking away from this deal. Because she was a little hesitant about start all over because she's like scared, nervous about it. But she's not having it. She was like, no, listen, no. After we gut this thing down and build a bound up, he said, well, we got to get permission to Davis, Mavis. Why call Davis? Oh, get permission from Mavis to cut it down because he left it under the care of Gigi, but it's still her club. He said, go down. She told him, ultimatum, gut it out or I'm walking away. He was trying to be on the phone, call Mavis. She's not getting there. It was a long old hold. The lady he talked to didn't speak English as much or whatever. It took a long time. She cut it off. Now, let's go into Score Snitch. So Score Snitch came to the kitchen and she was asking something and Lady Mae went off on Charity. She went off on Score Snitch to the point like, listen, Score Snitch like, it's crazy. And then Grace said, we got nothing to say. They would say, listen, you invited me to the wedding. She said, because your father made me. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have had you going somewhere deep down, not even my presence. I said, she read Score Snitch for filth. And she's not here for it because you betrayed the family. You did all that. You did this to your nephew and stuff. So you want us to be upper graces for you and be bowing down. If it was for me, you want to be a part of everything. But it's your father. Now the father told Score Snitch that part of it, Lady Mae is telling the truth. She wanted to hear all that. She didn't want to hear all that. She said she gonna go to work with people who love her. I said, you think that? Okay. So Score Snitch went to work. She found out that her office that she had is going to be towards for Judy because Judy's the first lady. And basically she had to get the church. They paint the thing, what was it, plantation pink or Confederate gray. I said, what the hell? What was that? It was ugly and nasty. I said, hot pink, that pink like that, and gray, whatever. So she stormed in the sidekick office. And she said, what the hell was going on with this? She was saying, listen, there's the room for First Lady, and they do that. She said, oh, you got like she wrapped around your finger. Like she owned you. That's what it is. She owns you. So you do whatever she says. Oh, Judy. So she pissed off. She knocked the thing on the floor and went in the bathroom and started crying. I said, you do all that big bang, you gonna start crying? Because she's still like that, Phil. And she just is. She's stuck. She's stuck. Her family's not in a good grace with her. The church thing is not going great how she wanted to be. She don't have sidekick as her fiance and all that stuff. She don't have it all anymore. So Judy came and Score Snitch and sidekick was talking. And she came in doing absolutely the most. She was doing way too much. Kissing him on the cheek or being on his arm. He wasn't reciprocating as much. He just trying to play it off, but he felt like he was cringing every time she was touching him. I said, stop touching him so much. They ain't talking. She was trying to tell Score Snitch to do something. She said she would get right into it. She rolling up. Score Snitch was rolling up the stuff, and she was saying something about, oh, how perfect you did that. And Score Snitch, she said, listen, he want to marry you because his father making you do it, but he's still loving me. And she said, oh, okay. You telling me all that, but pick your battles, baby. It's not going to hurt me. It's not offending me. So you deal with that. And walked out and tried to kiss Sidekick, and he left out. No, she left out. And she was like, okay. Score Snitch was not having that for Sidekick. She left out of there. Back home, Lady Mae and Grace was talking because, Noah and Grace was there. AJ refused to see them. After the nurse came out, he said they had a psych valve and stuff. He refused to talk to both Noah and Grace. And she said, we his parents, all that stuff. He said, just come back the next day. Maybe he come down. It is what it is. It's up to him. And right now, it's not good for y'all to see him. So they walked out, and that's when they left. Now, Grace came home after all that news. The Lady Mae and Grace talking, and they kind of probably look like they made up a little bit more. And Lady Mae apologized. She said, "Don't forget, apologize for making you feel like you were never wanted, and you are. And I love you." And she just had a little epiphany, went to see Faith grave, and she realized how she should have thought things differently, how she should have done things differently. And they talk and they hug it out. That's the score. Snitch came and she wanted to talk to them. Grace was not here for her. She said, whatever. And Scortia, she said this. Now, Travis said, I can't deal with this. This is a hand in the church line. I can't deal with his problems. Lady Mae said, you don't know what real problems is. I just came back for your grave, for your sister grave. And then your sister right here just found out that her freaking son don't want to see her after he was trying to take his life. So you don't know what real problems are, girl. She left Score Snitch on the steps, picking up her mouth. And now Score Snitch went to see Grace. And she gave Grace a letter. She said, I want to have a minute. And it's like a poem she read to her daughter that she had lost, because she was going to have a daughter and son twins. She got Nathan, but Eden, the one, was died, the girl. And she talking, she told Grace to read it. Grace read the poem. And Grace was pissed because she was like, hold on, how dare you use my son's suicide attempt to make it about you? You don't know anything, because Score Snitch was like, I lost a child. And Grace said, I did not lose my child yet. She said, I know, but I know how you feel. She said, no, you don't, because you knew how I feel, that you would not use that as an opportunity as me grieving for my son for you to talk about yourself. No. So get out of here. So Score Snitch got upset. She said, you and mom deserve each other. I said, you deserve somebody else too, girl, but get out of here. Alright, so lastly, Jacob took the son, Jacob Jr., to Fisher. He said everything will be okay, we're going to work things out, and won't be no crazy. Okay, that's good. While in the midst of he's trying to, I guess, find a lure for the hook so he could go fishing, he found the papers in the fishing container and put it out, and that was the old will testament. The old will. And basically it seemed like it had Tasha and Basie like family name listed on that. So he took upon himself, he said that link is where he got to go. So he got to go see Basie of that. You know, Basie was the husband of Tasha. And they was at that church that Jacob took over before and brought them out, all that stuff, the quickiness, and they left. And now he said, I got to go to see Tasha. So he went to Tasha, and Tasha said, oh, Tasha, look at her, she back. And he said, Tasha, I need to see Basie. She said, Jacob, Basie's dead. I said, dead? Why he died? Well, I know he's in American Soul, so I guess he can't do both at the same time, so they had to kill his character out. But I was like, how did he die? We need to know that mystery. Because the last time you checked, last season she left with them and all that stuff. Oh, did whatever they do, had to go do what they had to do. And he left with his sister, Rochelle. And Tasha left, so Tasha stayed behind. And now, he's dead. I said, oh. And I said, now he's dead. I think hopefully we might see Michelle this season. I don't know. Is she going to come back or something? Hopefully it will be. But that was Greenleaf, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me how y'all feel. If I miss anything on this. Oh, no. Before that. James told Lady Mae that let's go on along with the demolition. We go demolish that club and build the ground up. And after that, can we set the date for the wedding? Now, they already talk about that. She already told him June 14th, Flag Day. He said, good. And then he asked again about the wedding or such. She said, James, we already talk about this. He said, what, really? He said, we talked about earlier today. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah. And she said, Flag Day. Oh, yeah, June 14th. I'm going to put a mark on my calendar and all that stuff. we good, and we're gonna make it big. And she said I had nothing to weigh. Now she's starting thinking, it's like, oh, okay, he losing it now. Cause we just talking and now he forgetful. Oh no. Now that prompt her to start eating. I said she eat that pasta. Marla saw the lady. She was like, oh, you eating now? She said, yeah, I had a sign. God gave me a sign. I need to get my strength to move forward. I need it. She said, let me fix you something because that pasta weak. Oh, she said, you can fix what you need to fix, but this right here is mine. I'm eating this. I said, I heard that right. And she had that, oh, the tomato. And she said, I said, look at you. You got your food going on. But that was Greenleaf, y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and tell me how y'all feel. Peace.